Welcome to Cosplay Kitchen. Today we're going to be making some fabulous Halloween foods that are easy to make. So today I emulated the costume of the vampire girls in the Oogie Boogie's Halloween Bash, and today we're making Halloween treats. So hop on in, join the party, and let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to be making is a pumpkin pie parfait. If you layer it correctly, it's also going to emulate a candy corn, making it extra festive. So ahead of time, make yourself up some whipped cream, however you prefer to make it. I know everyone has just a little bit of a different recipe, depending on how sweet or how thick they like it. I use a whipped cream charger. If you have one, it's going to make this a lot easier for you. So we're going to be utilizing today some Jello instant pumpkin pie spice. As far as I know, throughout at least the United States, it's readily available in stores at this time of year. If you can't find it, I'll leave a link in the description below for you to get it online. So to that, we're going to be adding 1 cup of milk and a half of a cup of heavy whipping cream. Now, by lowering the amount of liquid that it calls for on the recipe on the box, not only is it going to intensify the flavors, but by replacing the milk with a little bit of heavy whipping cream, it helps to give it a mousse-like texture. Keep in mind, you don't want to add in any more heavy whipping cream than that. I've learned from experience, it just gets to be too thick. Now we're going to be beating this for about 2 to 2.5 minutes. Try to never go beyond 3. It starts to get really thick and super unpleasant. All right, it's time to get filling. At the bottom, we're gonna have the base of some whipped cream. So fill whipped cream into each of these little parfait cups. After that, we're going to be using some maple cream Oreos. I know that these are pretty much available at any Target, so if you're looking to get some, I would head to Target because I know for a fact that they are there. If you want this to be a little bit more like a candy corn, a little brighter colors, you're more than welcome to add in some food coloring. I tend to avoid using food coloring, but if you need that bright color, go for it. Just make sure that as you're crushing these, you add in either your sprinkles or your food coloring. You don't try to do it after the fact. All right, next step, we're gonna add in our pumpkin mousse. That's gonna go right on the top. I put our pumpkin mousse into a pastry bag to make it really easy to distribute. Disposable pastry bags are a really great way to make things really quick for holidays, parties, events. You could even go and seal this up in a pastry bag an hour or 2 beforehand. Try not to do much more than that or the day before, because the cream will set up and be very, very, very difficult for you to get out. Next, we're going to be making a dip for apples. We're going to be starting out with a package of softened cream cheese. Don't try and think you're going to be smart and just blend it until it's soft. It needs to be room temperature or you're never going to get it smooth. Earlier, I took some water and I laced it with some citric acid. If you don't have citric acid, you can also use some lemon. That's where I have my apples sitting. This is what's going to keep your apples from browning. So to our cream cheese, we're going to add in some brown sugar. We're going to add in some vanilla and some Heath bar. Now make sure when you buy your Heath bar, little crunched up version, that you don't make the same mistake I've made. They make a version that has the chocolate and the toffee, and that's just not going to work for this recipe. Add that in, and then we're going to beat that until it's nice and smooth. Our last recipe could not be simpler. Earlier, I baked some Grand's biscuits, and I hollowed them out as if they were a bread bowl. In the bottom of it, we're going to put in some Fritos. Don't skip this step. Crumble them slightly. We found during our test kitchen that if you don't put some Fritos on the bottom, there's just simply not enough texture. On the inside, we're going to fill it with some chili. I asked quite a few people about what they ate on Halloween. Turns out my family isn't the only one that eats chili while waiting for trick-or-treaters. On top of the chili, we're going to add in just a little dollop of sour cream. A little too little. There we go. And then on the top, we're going to add in some Tabasco sauce. Not only is that going to add some spice, which is quite pleasant, but also as you drip it over, It adds in a nice Halloween touch. And there you go, something savory for your Halloween night. I hope you had a good time today. If you did, be sure to throw us up a like, maybe even consider subscribing. Be sure to have a wonderful, safe, and happy Halloween, and don't eat yellow snow.